Everyone, I'm Glenn Bussey, and I feel very honored today to say a few words to all of you. I want to first start by thanking Roland Texan.
Hello, students, parents, teachers, and honored guests. Welcome to day 2 of the 4th annual Game of Apps Championship. If you missed out on yesterday, hi, my name is Leah. I'm a design mentor with Game of Apps. I'm currently working as an experience designer at Domain 7 here in Vancouver, and I'll be one of your hosts today. So yesterday, in Division 1, we had 8 student teams compete from Delta, New Westminster, Vancouver, West Vancouver, North Vancouver, and Saanich. You can watch the replay on our YouTube channel. So today, we will be wrapping up the regional championships with our largest cohort, where more than 10 student teams from Richmond will be competing. We've already identified potential winners for the Game of Apps Provincial Trophy right over here. So stay tuned to find out which teams from Richmond will be going to provincials to compete with the rest of the province. It's great to see all you students here again today. They've really grown from day 1, where they had minimal knowledge on how to build apps. And now they have experience in the tech industry and are on their way to becoming potential entrepreneurs. I definitely can't wait to see their pitch presentations from this second group. I'm really, really excited. The students definitely blew my socks off yesterday, and I wonder what will happen today. Will they blow my hat off today? Oh, what was that? I have no idea what that was. Anyway, someone came in the room. Well, jokes aside, we prepared some revenge content where our very own mentors would be going through a hackathon themselves today, which is a similar process to the students to what the students have gone through in the Game of Apps program. To tell you more about the challenge, it's time to go to Ronald in Richmond and Kitty in Seattle to fill us in. Hey, Ronald. Hey, Kitty. How are you both doing today?
Hey, Leah. I'm doing great.
Hi, Leah. I'm great and excited to see what the students in this division have done and see what ideas our mentor will bring us today.
Excellent. Why don't we start with a brief introduction for our new audiences joining us today? Ronald, who are you?
Hello, world. I'm Ron, and I've been a Game of Apps developer mentor since the first season, and I'm currently working at AirG as a software developer.
Ron has been a really great dev mentor to our students. So what about you, Kitty?
Hi, everyone. Just like Ronald, I've been in Game of Apps mentor since first season, but I handle the design side of things. So currently, I'm working at DoorDash as a product designer.
Ooh, I'm still waiting for my DoorDash discount, Kitty. Anyway, Kitty is also a really, really amazing design mentor to all our students. Okay, to get to the fun stuff of today, Ron, can you let us know what the mentors would be doing today during our live stream for those who weren't with us yesterday?
Sure. We've invited 2 mentor teams, Team Winda and Team Bravin, who will be competing in a face-off.
Choose your mentors. Brad, Wilbur, Kevin, Linda, ready.
So the two team mentor teams are given this year's theme of Mega, Make Earth Great Again, and would be designing and developing an app themselves to show you all the little insiders of what the student teams have gone through over the course of our program. And yesterday, the two teams have leveraged the theme and focused on helping restaurants and food wastage. So what will they do today is that to build an app to browse and share sustainable life hacks.
Let's get the two teams to join us and see what their plan would be like for the next 2 hours so that we can all see how designers and developers work together and how they come up with ideas.
Yeah, I wonder what's the confidence level be like after they went through a round yesterday. So let's check in with Wilbur and Linda. Will you both be making us a login screen again?
Hi, Kitty. Well, no, we learned our...
And it seems like Wilbur still has internet issues calling from San Fran. Did you not pay your bills, Wilbur?
I can fill in for him. So, yeah, we've learned our lesson and we'll have a better plan today to win back some brownie points.
That's the spirit. So how about you two tell us a little bit about yourself before we start? Let's start with Linda so Wilbur can catch up later.
All right. Yeah. So for those new who are joining with us, I'm Linda, and I'm currently a freelance designer working here in Vancouver. And this is my first year joining Game of Apps.
I don't know what happened there. Okay, I'm back now. I think I'm back. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Great. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm Wilbur, and I work at Google on the Google search team. Duck sucks. Yeah, and I hope you continue using Google products. Help me keep my job, and I joined Game of Apps this season.
So glad to hear that you both are here. So does Team Winda have a plan for today then?
Yes, but we're going to keep it a secret.
How mysterious. Well, this is turning out to be a very serious competition. How about Team Bravin? Hi, Brad and Kevin. Can you both give an intro about yourselves too before we jump into talking about the challenge?
Yeah, sure. Hi, all. So I'm Brad, and I'm in my second year of computer science at UBC. And I've gone through the Game of Apps program myself as a student, and I started volunteering this year.
And as for me, I'm Kevin, and I work as a UX designer at Fortinet. Thinking about it, time sure flies, and I'm already in my third year with Game of Apps.
Oh, great stuff. So since there's so much experience from this team with Brad being a Game of Apps alumni and a past provincial champion holder, and also have Kevin here have been a long-time mentor, what would be the best way to start this challenge?
The way we were taught and how we teach the students is to understand the problem first before going straight into the solution. It's important to understand the problem first. And so Kevin and I began with a problem framing exercise to build out our problem statement, define goals, understand the current user constraints, and identify what users are currently using to get around their problems.
Yep. So after our discussion with Brad, we've decided on the direction of what does it take to help people repurpose products that they would otherwise throw out, which essentially addresses the challenges of reducing waste that can't be decomposed.
Oh my gosh, why are you guys so smart?
Oh my, can't believe they already started.
Well, Team Winda, you better start working soon and keep up with Team Bravin. Okay, back to you, Leah.
Thanks for looping us in, Ronald and Kitty. We'll be cheering you on, Team Bravin and Team Winda. I don't know, man. I still think you need a little bit more than luck. Anyway, next up, I'm going to bring Justin on to tell you all about a segment that we started this year in the program. It's called Ask Me Anything. The short form is AMA. During this portion of the class, students asked us questions anonymously, and we provided answers on Game of Apps, the Game of Apps program, the industry, their future careers, and we've even given some life tips here and there. Well, speaking of the devil, I think Justin is on the call today. So how are you today, Justin? What's it like in Seattle right now?
Hey, Leah and everyone. I'm doing good. The weather's good. pretty blue skies, you see. I heard the country is very blue recently since January. What kind of comment is that? You figure it out.
I think you have a career as a weather person. Anyway, great. So can you give our audiences a quick intro about the AMA, what the AMA is all about, and can you elaborate more, introduce yourself before getting into it?
Sure. So I'm a designer at a very small tech company called Amazon. I think we got a couple of users. At least that's what I heard. The AMA has always existed in one form or another over the years. Students will ask us questions that are more about life and future on top of the regular curriculum, especially when those that are going to university. But why do we make it official this year? Sort of is that for the last year and a half, it's been a very good example of the unpredictability of things, even in many ways redefining how we live and work. We moved everything online. I think everybody did. And coupled with our introduction with problem-based learning, suddenly even learning how to build an app or product even becomes more challenging. So what we saw in students is that through their first project, we realized that there's a lot of issues high school students today have to grapple with. This means that in order to help better create an environment that encourages innovation and innovative thinking in game of apps, we would also need to help students learn how to navigate complexities for being in such an environment, right? So since the fourth week, we begin allowing students to submit any questions outside of design and dev. We average about a question a week, at least that's what we answer, sometimes two. The topics range from what and how of leadership, the outlook of life, career, university selection, or even navigating different pressures and challenges. Some of the actual bigger topics turn into workshops that teach students how to work through step by step these issues and process their thoughts. So all these are done in a format that's very real and honest. We try not to sugarcoat, or simplify it too much. But the most important thing of all is that we made it anonymous to ensure that everyone feels safe asking any questions without judgment. Hopefully the button on parsnips, as they say, we can leave a little bit of positive impact in their life after the AMA. But I thought that perhaps I will also take the opportunity to answer one of the last questions on that list that we never got to throughout the 24 weeks. And that is, how do you really confront the feeling of guilt? I like to think that some of us have to deal with that at some point. At least I did. A lot, like all the questions before this, there are really no model answers to it. The way I like to think about it is that I try to lead a meaningful life as much as I can, right? It's very easy to go through the everyday motion. You pretty much just have to do nothing, right? But to lead a meaningful life means that you have to change your mindset. You have to think a little about what you do and how you do it, dig deep to find ways to power through the more difficult times and help your mates out, be a little selfless. You have to make decisions, plan, and roll with the possibilities of mistakes and failures, recover from it so that you can reap the rewards of those decisions. There's an old saying, right? Decisions determine destiny. So find the energy to punch through the friction of inaction. Remember that we talked about this before. Your history will not determine your future, but your future can always return to rewrite how your history is perceived. Right? So that is in a nutshell how you confront a feeling of guilt and what the AMA is about. So back to you, Leah.
Thanks, Justin. Definitely very informative words of wisdom as always. And these AMA sessions are not only impactful for the students, but they're also impactful for us mentors. So before we move on, I do have some housekeeping items to get through. I'd like to remind everyone that community voting is for Division 2 teams are still available. That way you can help your favorite team earn a golden ticket to proceed to the provincials next week. Go on the Game of Apps website, now at gameofapps.org, or download the app on either the App Store or the Google Play Store. To all the students, please monitor our Slack S04 S04-all channel for instructions from the mentors throughout the show. We will be telling your team to go on deck, and that's your cue to join the Zoom call and with the same personal links that you've been using throughout the season. All right, enough said. Let's get this show started.
Don't be weak. Buy our new t-shirts from the GoA merch store.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to the main segment of the Season 4 Game of Apps Regional Championship, Division 2. If you did not catch the pre-show and are joining us just now, don't worry, make yourself comfortable, grab some snacks, a drink, and you're in for a ride. First up, let's get Roland to come on and introduce himself as the OG of Game of Apps. Hey, Roland.
Hey, Leah. How are you? Hello, everyone. So yeah, I'm a software developer. I've been working in the industry for the past over 30 years. But people often confuse me for the PSG LGD coach in Dota 2.
Wait, you're saying that you're not the coach? We need to do a side-by-side comparison later because I think you're lying.
I'm not. I think maybe because of the headset, it makes me look like a gamer, but maybe we could save that for another time.
All right, fine. We won't embarrass you in front of a million people. So let's get down to business. Did you realize that it's been a year since our last championship and over a year since the pandemic started?
I know, the year just happened to go by so quickly, and we ran the entire program online. It was tough at the beginning because we weren't sure what to expect, and it took us a lot longer to build up a relationship with the students.
Yeah, I totally felt the same way. But you know what? On a brighter note, we managed to extend our reach to more remote schools too. And we actually have a full team from Claremont Secondary in Saanich who were able to join us this year, which probably would not have been possible in previous years.
For sure. And actually, I just want to say that team won the golden ticket yesterday. So they're progressing to the provincials for next week.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So I think our audience has been waiting patiently for the pitch presentations. Why don't you say a few words to kick us off and introduce our guests?
Certainly. So first, I would like to thank the students, the families, the teachers, and the guests for taking the time out today to join us on this live stream. We've got some exciting stuff planned and can't wait to show you what the students have accomplished this year. The students worked really hard. In the first semester, they learned the foundations of design and development from the mentors. The mentors are all professionals working in the tech industry. For the first time also in our program this year, they built 3 mini projects in the first semester. We wanted them to put into practice what they've been learning. So they got familiar to work in teams and working in a project. We also want to give them as close an experience as possible to how we do things in the industry. So they have a better understanding of what it means to work in technology. For some students, this will confirm that they're on the right track. For other students, maybe it might be an opportunity for them to see the different possibilities available to them in technology. So today, we have an exciting team of judges. They will be evaluating the teams on 5 criteria: design, development, product, presentation, and X factor. So the top 3 teams will be awarded the best overall app, the best designed, and the best developed app. And these 3 teams will progress to the provincials next week. A 4th team will also be selected through your community votes. So the team with the most votes will win a golden ticket and will automatically progress to the provincials. So if you haven't already done so, please get ready to cast your votes for your favorite team. Please also download the Game of Apps app, either from the App Store or the Play Store, to cast your vote, or you could do that through our website, gameofapps.org. So in addition to the team awards, we will be recognizing a few outstanding individuals in the program, so stay tuned to the very end. We'll have individual awards for outstanding developers, outstanding designers, and they'll be winning these. All right, so students, please continue to monitor the Slack channel and receive your instructions there. At this point, I'd like to invite our special guests to say a few words. The first guest we have today is Kelly Green, MLA for Richmond-Steveston and the Parliamentary Secretary for the Environment. Previously, Kelly was elected to Richmond City Council, and she has also worked for multinational banking and accounting firms, as well as leading small businesses in Richmond. Kelly grew up in Steveston and now lives in the area with her family.
Hello, Richmond High School students. Shout out to McMath, Steveston London, Richmond, Burnett, and Palmer Secondary students. I'm Kelly Green, MLA for Richmond Steveston, and I'd like to congratulate you on your hard work for these past 8 months. It's been a unique experience completing the program all online, but knowing how to work in a virtual environment is going to be an important skill to have in the future. Design and coding skills are useful whether you go into technology industries or any other field, and you will experience a lifetime benefit for improving your leadership, time management, communication, and teamwork skills. Thank you to all the volunteer members from the tech industry who met with students weekly to lift up the next generation. I hope that students can bring home the trophy to Richmond and wish you all the best as you compete in the championships. But honestly, no matter the results, you're all winners because of the experience and skills you get to take with you. Good luck.
Our next guest is Teresa Watt, MLA for Richmond North Centre and the official opposition critic for multiculturalism, and is a member of the Select Standing Committee on Children and Youth. Teresa has served as the Minister of International Trade and Minister responsible for the Asia-Pacific Strategy and Multiculturalism, and a member of the Cabinet Committee on Strong Economy and Priorities and Planning Committee. Teresa was instrumental in the launch of BC's first ever live Cantonese, Mandarin, and Punjabi daily television news programs. In 2013, Teresa received the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Award for her community service work. In 2010, she was appointed to the Canadian Women Voters Congress Advisory Board and was recognized as one of BC's top 100 most influential women by the Vancouver Sun. She is also currently a board member of the School of Journalism at UBC.
Hello again, and welcome to the Game of Apps Championship. I'm Teresa Watt, MLA for Richmond North Centre. and it is an honor to be able to provide greetings for the virtual competition again. I'm sure these are very different circumstances than any of you expected to compete under. But so great to see that this competition still found a way to go forward. And I'm so proud to hear that there are a total of 10 Richmond teams participating, and that the competition is reaching out to remote areas such as Saanich. As I'm sure you are all aware, right now is a pretty difficult time for many of us, and people can feel pretty distant and isolated from one another. But apps have really become some of the greatest tools for us to stay connected with friends and family, and are definitely great sources for creativity, innovation, and entertainment. BC's tech sector has really grown into a world-renowned industry, and it's amazing to see so many great young students getting into it so early. I have no doubt I will see many of your products in app stores in the future. So once again, congratulations for making it this far, and best of luck to all of you.
Next, we have Henry Yao, MLA for Richmond South Center. Having spent over 10 years in the field of youth work, Henry has helped shape the lives of countless young people in Richmond, developing career building and leadership skills while fostering a deep desire to better their own community. Henry has been involved in numerous local organizations, including the local Chamber of Commerce and the Richmond Chinese Community Society. Henry also co-founded Dialogue Richmond Society, an organization dedicated to promoting safe, respectful, and constructive dialogues on difficult community topics. Born in Taiwan, Henry moved to Richmond when he was young and is fluent in both English and Mandarin.
Hi everyone. I acknowledge that I'm speaking and representing Richmond South Center, which is in the unceded and traditional territory of the Musqueam, Kwanglen, Tawasan Coast Salish people. I thank them for allowing us to live, work, and play on the ancestral land. My name is Henry Yao, and I'm the MLA for Richmond South Center. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Roland Texan, founder and managing director of Game of Apps, for inviting me to share a few words. I've learned that Game of Apps work with 9 different BC school districts, including Richmond. Your instrumental support for over 450 students from 30 plus high schools in BC is deeply appreciated. I must admit, I'm a bit envious. If the Game of Apps was available when I was a youth, I have no doubt to indulge the opportunity to the fullest. To the organizers and mentors who have volunteered your time, thank you for investing in the next generation. Your generosity with your time, resources, experience, knowledge, network, and guidance is much needed and appreciated. Your sacrifice isn't just reinforcing young people's readiness for a future that is tech-focused. Your mentorship also fosters resilience, confidence, work ethics in our youth, and most of all, a fascination for possibilities. Congratulations to everyone who's participating in the Game of Apps Championship today. Each of you have shown an incredible commitment and creativity while building your apps. You should be proud of your hard work. In order to solve problems of today and challenges of tomorrow, we need people with an innovative mind, unrelenting work ethic, apathetic heart, and insatiable hunger to learn. The skills you have developed through this program will serve you well as you pursue future education and begin your careers. From colleagues to mentors, you now have an invaluable network of friends, professional and community representatives. Again, my name is Henry Yao, MLA for Richmond South Center, and I want to take a moment to wish everyone in the best of luck in the Game of Apps Championship.
Our next guest is Sandra Nixon, chairperson and trustee of the Richmond Board of Education. Currently serving her second term, Sandra is dedicated to advocacy for an equitable and well-funded public education system, so every student has the opportunity to reach their potential. She believes schools need to be safe, engaging, and inclusive places which attend to students' social, emotional, physical, and mental well-being in order to support their learning and success. Sandra is an ordained minister with the United Church of Canada. She also has a Bachelor of Commerce degree in Accounting and Finance, has worked with several nonprofit organizations in the Lower Mainland, and has extensive board committee and policy governance experience.
Hi, I'm Sandra Nixon, chairperson of the Richmond School Board. On behalf of the Richmond School Trustees, I want to offer our best wishes to you all as you head into the Game of Apps Championships. One of the things the pandemic has taught us is that creativity, imagination, and collaboration are so critical for solving the challenges that lie in front of us. Game of Apps really lifts that up and creates an amazing space to experiment and learn as part of a team. Although we can't be with you in person, we want to let you know how proud we are of you all and that we're cheering you on. Can't wait to see the ideas that you've come up with. Thank you to all the mentors for giving so generously of your time and knowledge, and Roland, as always, for curating such a memorable and valuable experience for all participants. Good luck, everyone, and have fun.
So with our next guest, Burnett Secondary students, we have a special treat for you because our final guest is Doug Ratzlaff, principal of Burnett Secondary School. Doug has been a longtime educator in the Surrey School District and brings with him a wealth of experience and is a strong advocate for students. He recently became Burnett's principal on February 1st.
Good evening. My name is Doug Ratzlaff. I am the current principal of J.N. Burnett Secondary, actually the new principal the last number of months. It is my privilege to bring greetings on behalf of our school community, our parents, our staff, and our students to the Game of Apps. What a tremendous opportunity for youth to explore their creativity, their inquiry, and their passion for technology. We want to encourage all of you and congratulate you on your successes these past 8 months. Again, greetings from the Burnett learning community and have a great event.
All right, so thank you to all our special guests for your kind words, your support for the Game of Apps program, and your encouragement to all the students. All right, so we've assembled a diverse group of individuals from both the industry and higher education to join our judging panel today. So first, let me introduce Haig Arman. Haig is a professor, designer, and musician living in Vancouver. Haig leads the Interaction Design program at Emily Carr University of Art and Design. Haig's past education is in music and architecture with an extensive career as a professional musician and composer. Over the past 2 decades, Haig has designed interactive work for prestigious clients like CBC, BMW, Chanel, and Nokia. As a producer of CBC Radio 3's groundbreaking online magazine during 2001 to 2005, Haig has received international design awards including Webby Awards, Prix Italia, and Art Directors Club of New York. Haig recently released an album of music and a new line of guitar pedals. You can often find Haig playing guitar in one of his quartets or the North Vancouver big band Jazz Connection. Please join me in welcoming Haig.
Hey, everybody. So glad to be part of this again, yet for another year. It's my 3rd year in Game of Apps, and I love to see all the new ideas. And I'm really hoping that some of you guys choose Emily Carr as a place to learn more about UX and developing for the digital space. Yeah, good luck, everyone.
Great. Thank you, Haig. And you must give us a link to your album. I don't know if it's on iTunes or wherever, but yeah, you should give it to us. Okay, awesome. So our next judge is Erica Huang. Erica has a unique blend of experience from the tech industry and the education sector. Graduated from UBC with both degrees in computer science and education, as well as from SFU with a master's degree in math education. She has worked as a software developer, a high school teacher, and a curriculum developer. Erica is currently the BC Regional Manager of Microsoft's TEALS, Technology Education and Literacy in Schools program. She helps BC high schools build and grow sustainable computer science programs by recruiting volunteer mentors from the industry to support teachers interested in teaching computer science. Please join me in welcoming Erica.
Thanks, Roland, and hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be invited back to judge again this year. I'm impressed by how much the student teams have accomplished, especially during this challenging school year, doing everything virtually. And there are some awesome app ideas. So students, I look forward to meeting you a bit later, learning more about your thought processes, designing and developing the apps. Good luck.
Great. Thank you, Erica. So next we have Carlie Orr. Carlie is currently an instructor at BCIT's School of Computing. She also taught kindergarten to 12 computer science and worked as a computer engineer in the semiconductor industry. She is excited to support computer science education and enjoys inspiring the next generation to apply software innovation and creativity towards solving real-world problems. And a fun fact, Carlie and I went to school together at UBC way back then. So please join me in welcoming Carlie.
Hi, everyone. It's good to be here. Thanks, Roland, for the introduction. I am so excited to see all of your projects today. Just being here today proves that you've already demonstrated 3 of the most essential skills needed for solving problems today in our complex world. One is being agile, working in a team, and learning by doing. And all of you are winners. Have fun today and enjoy this time.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Carlie. So our final judge is a surprise judge and actually needs no introduction. He is a product designer at Amazon and enjoys working on complex and ambiguous problems. He has helped companies from startups to large organizations build and scale their product and design teams over the years. Students, this is the mentor you've grown to love, or maybe he has terrorized your nightmares. Mr. What the heck, man? And you can't get anything past me. Justin Lim. Welcome, Justin.
Hey, everyone. I guess surprise, I'm the judge. Even I didn't know I was going to be judging until a few weeks ago. I get to see, I spoke to some of you guys earlier on when you started the championship project. So it's going to be a privilege to be able to see the end product as well and see how much I've grown and evolved. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? Should I pay attention to the problem framing workshop, I guess, and sign up to the office hours when it was available. So, well, it is what it is. Good luck, and let's take a look at your projects.
Great. Thank you, Justin. So welcome all of you judges. I just want to take this time now to open up a discussion with all of you. So I want to ask you first, what are you expecting to see from the students in the way they answer some of the questions that you'll be asking them today? Just open it up to any judge.
I'm pretty curious about the user research that was done before they kind of got to the actual concept. So a lot of my questions are really about that initial kind of understanding user behavior and the context in which people are going to be using an app.
Okay, awesome. Great. Hey, how about the other judges? Anything you're looking for?
I'm really curious, especially for students who have had no coding experience, how they found the learning curve and how they found the wide spread of technologies and how to make those decisions of what to use.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, this year they all the coding was done on Android, so Java and XML on Android. We did have some students who had some prior experience, but the majority of students did not have prior coding experience. So that's a good thing to ask for. Yeah. How about the other judges? Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I'm really curious about the students' kind of thinking and problem solving and designing process, because it's really hard to capture all of that in the video. So I'm looking forward to the session later.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, so students, you heard that. So start thinking about that now, so you can prepare yourself as you answer some of the questions. Another question to the judges: what final words of encouragement would you give to the students? I'm sure a lot of them are nervous right now. So any words of advice?
I think one piece of advice is that your project now is not the final thing. Even after this is all over, you will be rethinking, redesigning, reiterating. So it's an ongoing process. And the same mechanisms that you've learned here can apply to future projects as well. So it's just a beginning.
Awesome, Carly. It's never finished. You're never there. That's right. Okay, how about the other judges?
Yeah, that's a great point, Carly. And I just want to say, take a deep breath, because I know you're probably nervous right now, but this is really a cool learning experience for you.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, wonderful. So thank you again for your kind words. And let's move on. I'm going to pass this time to back to Leah.
Is it me or can everyone hear the boss music right now? Anyway, wonderful. Thanks for the kind and encouraging words, everyone. I'm sure our students are really excited. I'll now get Janice to call in from Seattle to introduce the teams that we have today, as well as to show you all their student presentations. Hey, Janice, can you give us an intro before you go on with the teams?
Yeah. Howdy, Leah and everyone. So I'm Janice, and I'm a product designer at PitchBook. And I've also been with Game of Apps as a design mentor since season 2.
Whoa, so you've probably seen like 1 billion student presentations by now, huh? Well, I'll leave it to you then.
Yeah, it just seems to amaze me every year just how creative they get over the course of the years. But anyway, the moment we've all been waiting for, the first group of teams going up are mentored by Leanne, Yoon, and Wilbur from O Poster of the Vent. This team sounds a little sus, but will their team be sus as well?
Dig deeper. All the great insights lie beneath the surface.
When there is a will, there is a bear.
If you can't do it with feeling, don't.
Team ATE84D, you will be going live now, and the next team on deck is Team Hello World. Both teams, please join the Zoom call right now. I hope you're in the Zoom call already. Okay, so Team ATE84D is a group from Steveston, London, composed of Angel, Bastion, Colin, Isabel, and Vikran. Let's take a look at what they've accomplished after coming back from their journey around the Earth in 84 days.
Hello, everyone. We are Bastion, Angel, Isabel, Vic, and Colin. Our team Around the Earth in 84 Days was created with the goal to create an app that would benefit not only the user, but also make the world a better place for everyone, all in the span of 12 weeks.
Our app, Dewdrop, aims to give you a simple and effective way to help manage your plants so that you can put your utmost love in caring for them. We understand that keeping a natural, vitalizing environment in your home can be a lot of work, but the benefits for yourself and for the earth can be monumental. Dewdrop can help plant owners that have busy schedules, that want to schedule, or even owners who want some tips on how to take care of plants.
Our team has created a hand-picked database of common houseplants. You can easily search through them by going to our Explore page. Simply choose a popular category or search for a specific plant. Dewdrop also supports searching for specific traits, like when the plant blooms and how much sunlight it needs. Once you found your plant, add it to your garden and it will automatically fill in the information for you. When you're done, you'll be able to see every plant that you have in your garden page. Don't worry if our database doesn't have your plant. Adding a custom plant is just as easy.
We had to make some tough development decisions while planning the app, and we'd settled on a few important and unique features. One important aspect of our app is the way we store information. we decided to use Google Firebase to store and retrieve data, implementing both Firestore to store information and cloud storage to store images. We also used Firebase to store any plants that the user has in their garden, implementing Firebase authentication to store each user's plants separately. With all of the data stored in the cloud, users never have to worry about managing information. Another important feature of our app is our calendar. While it's easy enough to look at a list of your plants and tell which ones need watering today, it's much easier to visualize when your plants need watering with a calendar. We used a combination of a Recycler view as well as Android's calendar class to create a custom calendar that can easily show whenever a plant needs watering.
Growing plants is not only a great way to start helping our environment. Caring for your own home garden has been shown to boost moods, increase creativity, and reduce stress. The result? A better and happier you. With the help of Dewdrop, anyone can make the earth great again by putting love and care into their own home ecosystem.
After the pandemic, I'm going to go on a trip around the earth in 84 days too. Is that doable? Potentially. What do you think, Erica?
Yeah, I'm hoping so too. And good job, Team ATE84D. There are some cool features in your app. And my question is about your use of Google Firebase. So I think it's great that as developers, you're utilizing tools others develop that can support your app. And I'm curious about that development solution. And how did you come to that decision to use Firebase? And did you consider any other alternatives?
Yeah, we actually did consider a lot of alternatives. One of the first things we thought of while making the app was how we were going to store all of the plants that we wanted the users to be able to see. So originally, we thought from our past projects, we would just store it in the app. You know, when the user downloads the app, it would just be in the app. But that ended up being a lot of information that was stored only in the app. So we asked our mentors about it, and our dev mentor, Wilbur, suggested Firebase to us, and it seemed like the perfect solution to all of what we wanted.
Okay, thank you.
Just to tag on to that question, what type of data collections do you store for your app?
We store from the user, we store all of the info from their plant. So the name and any other things they put in to represent the info from their plant. We don't actually store the images that they take of their plant because we thought that might be too much storage and the user can always just take pictures of their plant. So that info is stored directly in the phone.
Thank you. You mentioned storing the images using the Firebase storage service as well. Is that the case, or is it still on your phone?
The images that we have of our plants is stored in Firestore. So that would be Cloud Firestore, because we don't want the user to just have to download like hundreds of images when they download the app.
Okay, got it. Thank you. That's a good idea.
All right, let's open it up. We still have a few minutes for maybe 2 questions.
So if a user makes notes or uploads information about a certain plant, can other users see that information, or can I share that with others?
No, we currently have no sharing capabilities, but all information is private to your phone because we used Firebase authentication. Every time you download the app on a new phone, it stores a custom ID according to that phone. So only you will be able to access the plants that you have.
I see.
May I ask a research question, since there's a lot of dev questions? And that is, which part of your research shows that by having plants at home, like people growing more plants, it would actually create a positive environmental impact?
Well, I mean, with the pandemic going on, like a lot of people don't, it's like hard to pick up like new hobbies. And we found out that gardening was one of the like most like widely positive and like picked up one. Like I asked around, and even like my mom started getting into gardening as well.
Okay, and does that contribute do you think that contributes to the overall environmental impact?
I think that like having more people garden, I think it contributes a lot more to help the environment grow.
Okay.
I've got a question about whether you considered any social aspect to your app, seeing that gardening and people talking about plants and asking questions is a very social act.
Yeah, we did. We saw that some other apps also had maybe some sharing aspects. So we were thinking, we were considering ways for users to maybe share the plants, including the plant's information, or just for other users to also be able to see your plants, like one of the other judges asked about.
Thanks.
You have a calendar. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. We still have time for one more.
Just a quick one then. You have a calendar application in your app. What's one of the more common pitfalls or causes of messing up your plant? Is it related to the calendar?
Yes, we found out through user studies that one of the most common pitfalls for especially new plant takers is either watering too much or watering too little of your plant, actually. So we thought by using a calendar, we could help users visualize how much water the plant needs, and also for them to be more easily able to see when their plant needs watering. So if they need to water it more, they could easily adjust it, or if they need to water it less, they can also easily adjust that.
Thank you.
Okay. Are there any other final comments that anyone wants to make? I'll take no as a silence, and I'll cut you guys right here. So great discussion right off the bat. We already got super technical. But as someone who is trying to get into the world of planting and gardening, I think this app is really meant for me, because I may or may not have killed a few here and there. So we have Team Hello World coming on, and the next team to go on deck is Team Awesome Apps. So Hello World, Team Hello World are from Big Math with Jason, Caitlin, Oscar, Sarah, and Sophie. While the previous team has gone around the world, this team probably came from a different planet. It's time to check out what they bring to the table.
What would it look like if you got better grades and spent less time studying? Many students believe the answer to this problem will make their worlds great, although it seems impossible. However, we created Plume, a study app that aims to help our users employ the active recall study method, which leads to decreased time spent studying and better information retention. While doing this, we also fix problems users have with other similar studying apps in the past. With our solution, Active Recall, students can finally work smarter instead of harder. So what exactly is Active Recall? Active Recall is an efficient way of studying and learning by trying to remember information in your own words and checking the answer. An example of this would be using flashcards or trying to explain a concept to a friend. Results from studies done in 2009 and 2011 showed that the Active Recall improved both immediate and delayed free recall of information. Another experiment showed that the Active Recall group did better than those who reread and as well as those who took notes, even though the note takers studied for longer. Knowing this, now we can do a quick demo to introduce you to Plume.
First, we'll enter our name. On our homepage, we can access our favorite decks and tests, and remove them from the list by tapping the star. Underneath, we have a tip explaining the level system for flashcards in our app. Plume's flashcards have levels, so you can see how well you know a specific flashcard. But first, let's turn on our study timer so that we remember to take a break. Plume has added a timer feature, where the famous Pomodoro timer method is implemented. The timer is set up with a study and a break time, therefore promoting taking breaks between study sessions often, which helps students learn better. While thinking about users, we've added the option to pause, skip, and even repeat the study and break time we have previously set. Now, let's start studying by tapping on the cards icon. You'll be brought to a library of all your flashcards and practice tests. Here, you can favor your sets and input codes for sets that other people make and share with you. Let's try our flashcards. You see the question, but notice how there are no answer options for you to choose from. This allows users to recall the answer off the top of their head, reinforcing the information in their memories. Once you've got your answer, you flip the card over to see the correct response and note down if you answered correctly or incorrectly. The level of the card will change accordingly, depending on if you were right or wrong. Next question. Oh, actually, you're not so sure about this question. You can skip it, or go back to the previous card if you need to. Congrats! You completed this deck. Now, I need to make another deck for my history test. I wonder if Jason has made a deck yet. That's so much faster than me making it from scratch, and we can work on it together in real time. On to the practice test, which is used to summarize topics, as an aspect of active recall is being able to explain topics on our own. We created this because we wanted to give another option of using active recall. Now let's start studying, and making sure we can summarize these answers without using our notes. And finally, we can check our answers. And that's the end of the demo for Plume.
As you might have seen in the demo, we use user testing to prioritize our design decisions. One of the comments we received was that our pages look too similar to each other and that it would help if we had color to differentiate the different pages like flashcard and practice test. So that's what we did. We have blue cards for the flashcards and green cards for the practice test. On top of that, we also changed our theme to a dark theme to make it easier to read and more accessible with our brand colors.
Plume still has room to grow, however. We thought of a community feature, which would allow the users to share flashcards and practice tests with a much wider range of people, getting access to more resources. The next steps would be to implement this feature. Our app's most unique feature, sharing your decks, is done through an online database that is linked to the app by default. This database updates information in real time, allowing users to refresh their data instantaneously. Our online database also significantly reduces the amount of storage needed on your phone, which in turn allows the app to run more efficiently than other study apps.
We believe that our app will be a useful tool for students in aiding them with information retention and reducing study time. After all, education is one of the first steps to a better world, so with Plume, let's help students make the world great again.
I bet Poon the peacock is really good feather friends with Duo the owl. Well, I'm going to fly over and hand the mic over to Haig for his thoughts.
Thank you. Hello, team. Hello, world. I think you guys have a lot of great things going on with your app. I've got a couple of it's a two-part question, I guess. I want to start by saying love the brand identity. You can't go wrong with the nerdy bird. I love it. So I have questions about whether you considered gamifying your experience, adding some kind of points or a reward system. You were just seeing gamification happening all across the board, and I just wanted to know first about that, and then maybe I'll ask that first, and then I've got a follow-up question.
Okay. Hello. Thank you I'm glad you enjoyed our app and our brand. About gamification. In the original stages of our design, we considered gamification. However, like you said, there are so many studying apps out there that rely on gamification as their main mode. And we thought to differentiate ourselves,
we might want to focus more on the active recall rather than a point system.
Great, thank you. And my second question is, I think maybe a more difficult question to answer, but I'd love to know what your thoughts are about it. I could see this being used in high schools all across the province. Any ideas about how you might integrate this app into existing educational institutions?
Many institutions, well, if you're thinking about, we sort of used it as, designed it more as the student needs help for whatever reason, they're struggling in school. So they are the ones who go look for resources and download the app. Sarah, Caitlin, if you want to chime in on, add on to what I'm saying.
Yeah, when we were making the app, we were more looking like a student needs help after they've learned it wherever they are learning. And then this would be one of the resources after you've learned it or whatever you need for it, for your education.
Thanks for answering those. I'm really a fan of the Pomodoro technique, so I'm glad you guys integrated that and also the research that was done into the active recall stuff. So really appreciate that that research. Thank you.
Cool. Let's open it to the floor. Do we have any other burning questions on the judges' minds?
Sure, I can ask a question. Sarah, you mentioned that this is an app that someone might go to when they learn something or they feel they are struggling with something after they've learned it. Have you considered introducing maybe a timing aspect of it, meaning that if I learn it today and I can review within the same 24 hours, that would be best. And then if I can review 10 minutes every single day, then it kind of stays up there in my memory. Whereas if I do the review or if I create the question bank 7 days later, then it's almost as if I've forgotten everything.
We did think about that, of implementing that into our flashcards, because we did realize that sometimes when we're using flashcards, after a certain amount of time, we might forget it, and we haven't implemented it. It might be in our next steps, perhaps. Where after a certain amount of time, the level of the card goes down one, and then you would have to do it again and get it right to like remember and bring it back up.
Yeah, just to clarify, you're wondering if we would implement a spaced repetition system in our app. Yeah, the levels, as Sarah mentioned, yes, the level system is going to be our way of doing that.
Thank you.
So I have a question. First off, good app, strong design. Plus points for spelling favorites with a U, as it should be spelled. My question for you is, active recall obviously is not a very new thing. A lot of apps are using that. How are you going to differentiate yourself from the existing offerings out there? And why would your users choose your offering over your competitors' offering?
To start, we are aware that there are tons of studying apps out there. This is why, and of course, active recall is not a new thing. We focus on it, but what makes us different from our competitors is that we highlight different aspects than they do. For example, and we try to solve problems. When we did our user testing, we looked at problems our users had with other studying apps, and we tried to solve those. One example is the sharing feature. That was a solution to many people complained about making flashcards because it's so, if you've ever done it yourself, after a while, it's like, oh, please let this end. People found it too time consuming. So that was one problem that many people had with similar apps. And we decided to highlight the sharing feature to answer this. So this would mean that say class, your peer and you are taking the same class, you're working on something together, and you're working on something together, and then you you sort of answer.
Wait, I can.
So yeah, Sarah, can you take over?
So yeah, if you were in the same class and you both had a history presentation and you both need to study for the presentation, but instead of individually making your flashcard, you can share a code with your friend, and then you can both collaborate on a flashcard. And you might ask like, oh, but you could go to the community and maybe find something, but it's not. A lot of people also complain that it's not really personalized to your specific, what you're learning. And so this way we kind of combine both of making the flashcards easier to make and faster to make, and also personalized. And then you can work with other people, but also study on your own if you don't want to be like talking with them.
Okay, so unfortunately, this is all the time that we have. Lots of great questions and awesome answers from the team. And if you do actually happen to ever come to US to work, you actually have to spell favorites with only an O without the U. But anyway, maybe I should use this app to help me study and level up my design skills too. Okay, now we have the next group of students mentored by Sharon, Janice, moi, and Daniel from Eternal Snow. Boy, it's getting a little chilly here. I know winter's coming, or maybe because I'm just having a fever because I took my second shot already, but I just gotta let it go, let it go.
Grow up and take on responsibilities.
The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is now.
I got a feeling.
Okay, we have Team Awesome Apps now, and please go on deck, Team SMHK. Awesome Apps is a team composed of Carter, Isaac, Salar, and Tilika from Steveston, London. Actually, I think it's Mindless students before, and there's SMHK. We'll get to that. But let's go back to Team Awesome Apps. They did have a rough start, but they still managed to get through the finish line. Way to go, team. You're almost there right after this presentation.
We are Team Awesome Apps, guided by awesome mentors from Team White. Let us introduce you to our awesome app. Have you heard the phrase, "You are what you eat"? Well, we believe in it. And our goal is to make everyone a better person by encouraging them to eat better, fresher food. And making everyone a better person will make Earth a better place. Our app helps people find fresh food easily. That is why it is called Fresh Finds.
The main purpose of this app is for customers to be able to get fresh local produce within seconds by connecting local farmers to customers. Compared to Instacart, where they focus on providing customers with the larger food companies' products, we connect customers to farmers near their community. By creating an app that provides fresh produce from local farmers, it would completely delete the hassle of having to go to the grocery store to physically search each aisle to find your favorite products.
Who is our target audience of our app and why? Our targeted audience for our app are farmers that would like to sell their locally grown produce to the community online. We know that not everyone can attend local farmer markets due to their busy lives. To those consumers wanting to eat healthy and locally grown produce, they can arrange a pickup of produce with the farmer directly through our app.
For the design of the app, we try to keep everything really simple and uncomplicated so that it is easy for the users to use it. The barn logo represents the farm and the produce of vegetables and fruits in your house. The cart logo represents your order details and the delivery time. You can easily view where and how far is each farm from your house. You can chat and negotiate with the farmer for the prices.
Why did we choose our logo? Well, we chose our logo because we saw that there was a shovel digging into grass. The grass represents the produce that the farmers will sell to our consumers, and the shovel represents the local harvest the farmers will provide. The calm blue background represents the fresh environment the produce will grow in. And overall, we made our logo represent the local community that will receive the fresh produce.
Okay, my apologies. Team SMHK, you are on deck right after this. But anyway, that was an awesome idea, team. Man, I actually had to go to the grocery store and buy this apple. How 1950s? Am I insulting the older generation? Oh, I'm sorry. But what would you say, Carly?
Oh, dear. I have a question. Recently, I've been strolling around my neighborhood, and I've actually seen some families and some, baby grandparents selling some of their produce near their house or on the corners. Like maybe it's a plant seedling, maybe it's some vegetables or some spring onions. And I thought, does your app also work for home gardeners or community gardeners?
Yes, we decided that everyone should be able to use the app if they're home growers or they are farmers locally. So yeah, it would work for families as well.
Okay. That kind of leads to another question I have. Who does the delivery?
Oh, we thought of that, but our app is more of like a marketplace where they would arrange it with the family or the farmer, and they would kind of pick it up from the farmer, and we would really deliver. If we were to deliver, we would use a third party.
Mm-hmm. Like a third party delivery service.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Do we have any more questions from the judges? Other judges?
I'd like to pick up on Carly's great question about delivery. I was concerned when I looked at the app that I was a little worried about the shipping and what that's doing to our planet. And I was wondering if you thought about like connecting people through proximity, like how close they are to each other, just to reduce that amount of shipping.
Yes, our designer, Isaac, he thought of like a map option on our app where families would be more prompted to go to farmers that were closer to them for convenience.
And also for freshness of the produce.
Yes.
I really commend you guys. It's a very difficult, complex problem that you're taking on there.
Yeah, for sure. And I will have a follow-up question if you have some time. So you mentioned in your presentation that your target audience will be the local farmers, or we heard earlier that it could be used for home gardeners as well. So could you elaborate a bit more on the kind of the design implementation side for the users, like the customers? Like what are some of the features for the users and customers?
Yeah, sure. So for the customer side, there is a lot of options. So first, there is like a filter for what would you like, prices, near you, if it's organic or any of those things. And yeah, there's just like a wide variety. Yeah, that's kind of it.
Cool stuff. Do we have anything else? We still have plenty of time.
Okay, I have a question. To keep our items fresh and as possible, when you do a post, is there any thing in the design of the app that kind of lets people know how fresh or how recent or how new this post is? And when something is taken, who deletes the data? This is a little bit more technical now. Who deletes the data and who closes the post?
So there is nothing to show like when it was posted or how fresh the vegetables or produce are. For the data side, I'm not really too sure.
I can't hear you. Okay, so you're not too sure about the data. So the post will kind of just stay there for now.
Oh, it will be deleted by the person who put it up.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I think we might have time for 1 to 2 more questions. There's any other curious things you want to know?
Database do you have? What kind of database did you use to store these posts?
Do we have any answers from the team?
Sorry, my Wi-Fi connection just went out for a bit. Was there a question that was asked?
I was just wondering how you stored your data. What kind of database solution did you use?
Oh, we didn't really think of that. I'm not too sure, as I am a new developer and I'm new to Game of Apps. I don't really know.
That's fine. So I'm probably going to end it here for now. Great discussion. And I can definitely see how this will be super helpful to farmers and consumers. And if they do use this app, then everything would be awesome. Okay, anyway, next up, we have Team SMHK. And after them, we have the Mindless students. So please go on deck now. Team SMHK are a mixed team from Burnett and Rockridge. Here we have Henry, Cashton, Marcus, and Samuel. So I heard they're into cats with wings. Have you seen one before? If not, then let's see their pitch take off.
Hello, this is Team SMHK, consisting of Samuel Lee, Marcus Tai, Henry Sung, and Cashton Ogden, and we present to you our app. Have you ever encountered a hazard and didn't know how to report it? Have you tried finding a solution but got nothing? Well, we make that problem easier with iReport. With a simple click, you can help make your neighborhood safer by learning people about the hazards around. Our app is simple and easy to use. You also don't have to wait on hold if you were to call and report the issue, as you can quickly report the issue with our app. When opening the app, you will be greeted by a page called Reports Near You. There will be a red marker where you can press on it to see how many reports are around you. Then you can start reporting your hazard by pressing the report button. Once you press that, you can then choose the location where that hazard is by dragging the marker. After that, press on the next button, and then you can choose the category the hazard fits under, and then can continue to the next page where you can insert a photo and give an in-depth description of the hazard. Once you finish reporting, you can report another hazard or go back to the Reports Near You page. After you send your report, the City of Richmond will begin to look at the report and figure out how to solve that issue. So there we have it, iReport, an app that will keep our community safe and aware with convenience and simplicity. We thank you for your time and attention.
Okay, we have a pothole here and a flickering light here. Oh, oops, didn't see you there. I was busy submitting and complaining about all my city problems. What are your thoughts, Erica?
Thanks, Janice. And good job, team, for trying to come up with a solution to solve a problem in your community. And so you mentioned that the city of Richmond can look at the reported hazards that the user submitted. Could you elaborate on how that will work?
So the idea we had was that you just fill it out and then it would just like either go to the municipality or just directly to the city of Richmond in like a nice compact form. So it's not like too detailed and like hard to read. So it's just like it's just very simple and like easy to handle.
Okay, thank you. And do you think the app could be easily extended and used by other cities?
Yes, I do think it could be easily extended because as it is now, it is just restricted to the city of Richmond, but theoretically we could change the restrictions and potentially tweak it and fine-tune it to be suitable for different cities where different hazards or problems or however they are, it's possible to change depending on the city, yes.
Okay, thank you.
I've got a follow-up question. I really enjoyed your app, and I feel like there's some small ways that you could improve it a lot. One of the ways I was thinking is that right now it's really just a one-way communication, you telling the city where there may be a problem. And to me, there's a way of making the app really have the city be responsible for the potholes or whatever. And so the city would have a way to report back on what is the status of this report that you just made and when would it be fixed. And I think that would really help the people making the reports feel a sense of accomplishment. What do you think about that?
We were thinking about that where they would like either send you a notification or they would just email you about like the status or like how is it going or if it's finished.
Thanks.
This is a really fun idea. I have a question. How would you define a hazard?
We defined a hazard as some sort of broken piece of the infrastructure of the city, whether that be a road, a light, or anything else, maybe a sign. But it isn't anything, it is something that can be fixed that isn't like, for example, a robbery or a lost item wouldn't be a hazard. It is something that is dangerous simply by being there because it was broken from how it was designed.
It's more related to infrastructure related circumstances, that sort.
Okay, cool. So if someone takes a photo and posts something, how do you know it's real or if it's really a hazard?
We were planning to have someone sort of look over the whole, sort of maybe one or two people to look over all the reports that were made. And one of the reasons we did the list as shown earlier was so it could be easily categorized and then we could see if it was fake or real. And if there are multiple of the same report, then we can know for sure that one is a high priority and that one would be targeted first. And then if it isn't real, we would probably not get more than one report in a long amount of time, and then they wouldn't be dealt with until someone else reports it or you go and check it out in person.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you could also invite other users to upvote or downvote or affirm, acknowledge, confirm a hazard.
Yes, that could work potentially on the first page where it was the hazards that you can see hazards that were recently reported near you. You could potentially add a feature where you can agree or disagree with the fact that that's a hazard.
Who do you see should have the authority to remove a post about a hazard?
I think it probably is the city. if they have access to this app, like if they've like on Google Docs or like when you comment on something, like if it gets marked as resolved, I think something along the lines of that, something with that similarity could work. Like the city would confirm it's been fixed, and then perhaps a notification could be sent to people who have reported it.
Mm-hmm. Cool, thank you.
Oh, thanks, team. I could definitely. Oh, did you have something to say, Hank?
I was just going to add one little bit of because I really like that answer, and I feel like one thing to consider is that the city might not just be a user of the app, but they may actually commission people to make an app like this. So maybe you got a buyer.
Yeah, I can definitely use this app to report my problems to be a good citizen. Would you say so too, Hank? Well, I'm just going to look out the window and I think I see a fallen tree down there. So quick, Kitty, download the app now so we can report it. Okay. Going up next, we have Team the Mindless students, and then we will take a short break after this. So the team to get ready after the break would be Team Bean Sprouts. The Mindless students consist of Daniel, Freyan, and Rosie from McMath. They call themselves mindless, but they do have a mind of themselves to come up with the idea that we will see right now.
Man, I hate running. My animator can't even make me do it right. God. Boom, boom, cha. God. Well, have you tried this? It's the all-new Workout 360 app. It's got a calendar to help you keep track of your workouts so you can stay on top of what you need to do. It's also got a built-in timer, so you know exactly how long you need to do each exercise for. That's not all. It's also got a built-in workout creator, where you can drag and drop your different workouts into your own routine. Let's go see it in action. We'll start off with the home screen. As you can see, we have our calendar of April with each of the workouts that we need to do for each of the days of the week. At the bottom, we have our start workout button that takes us right into our timer. Today we're doing burpees, it's ab gains, and if at any point you feel like taking a break, you can stop and start the workout just like this. If you don't actually want to do ab gains today, you can change which workout you're doing by clicking the scroll down at the top. And once again, you can stop and start if you feel like taking a break. Once you're done with that, you can go back to the home screen where you can see the rest of your workouts for this month. And then we also have an edit workout page. So here's where you can build your own workouts. As you can see, you can just drag and drop the different workouts into the center of the screen. And from there, you can shortcut to different parts of your workout, just like so. And there we have it. That's our beautiful app. We'll take a little closer look at the designs of the application now. So we can see in the calendar screen that we have, of course, the full calendar of the month, with each month containing a different color that pertains to a different workout. You can also see which day of the month it clearly is by the highlighted square. And we made it very obvious on where you can start your workout. Now for the timer page. We have a center circle that counts down and shrinks as the timer counts down. We have two other circles on the side, the left circle being the previous exercise and the right circle being what exercise you're going to do next. Then at the center bottom of the screen, we have, of course, the pause and play button. And we've tried to carry out the neon glowing theme in this page. Finally, we have the workout builder. The workout builder should be quite intuitive to use. So on the left side, we have the current workout schedule, and on the right side, we have the possible workout plans. So the design of this one, we use the prominent light blue color for the main squares, and we use the pink for the side panel. And there you have it. Whoa. Hey, this is pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure that the stick figure in the animation was modeled after me. Running is a struggle. What do you think, Hank?
I thought it was me. So good job, team. Don't sell yourself short, mindless students. Come on. I don't see mindless students here. So I want to ask you a question. Really, maybe it's a question you've heard already. Like during the pandemic, there's been a lot of money invested into home workout systems. And the app world is just saturated with workout apps. How do you differentiate apart from like neon colors and glow?
Sorry, I was muted. I think the fact that it's an all-in-one workout app, you can build your own workout, you can schedule, and you can have the actual timer all in the same place. Makes it really easy to keep track of what you want to do and keep track of your fitness goals. So yeah, I think the fact that it is an one-stop shop for all your fitness needs, what makes the app good.
Did you guys do sort of a competitive analysis and pick some of your favorite workout apps and discuss what works well with them?
We did that, but we also asked like a few of our friends because we have like like they had experience like before COVID, like with working out. But like also during COVID, because some of them still like did some workout. We kind of asked them for like what kind of like workouts they usually do and all that stuff.
Yeah, and what they would want in an app if they had one. Yeah.
So based on that research, would you say it's more swaying towards like a younger crowd, this workout app?
Yeah, it's more of appeal to like younger people. So.
And then it's a lot of questions, I know. One last question for me, which is, did you consider putting any people in your app? Because I feel like it's kind of missing things like, oh, how do I do that move? Or maybe someone giving you feedback like, oh, no, you need to straighten your back here, that kind of stuff that you might see in a gym.
Oh, we didn't consider that because... Yeah, we didn't really consider that because I think it would possibly be distracting in a way, but it's a good motivator. So that would have been a good idea if we used it in the past.
Thanks for your answers.
Oh, we still have a lot of time for questions.
I have a few questions. And so you mentioned that you talked to a few friends to come up with this idea for the app. And I wonder if you actually conduct any user studies during the design phase. I see that you have very colorful calendar and some neon colors. So I'm curious about your color choices as well and whether those user feedback were kind of factor in your choices.
Yeah, most of our user feedback was more about like the use of the app and actually being able to navigate around the app, making sure it's obvious how to start the workout and how to use all the features of the app. We didn't really talk about the actual color choice too much in the user test, but most of the thinking behind the color choice was just high energy and something to pick up. That represents a high energy and what you want while working out.
I think we have time for one more.
Okay, I'll ask a quick question. The calendar that you have had a lot of colors as well. Can you comment on what those colors mean?
Oh yeah, so each of the colors for each of the days would represent a different workout that you have. So like green would maybe be your leg workout, so you can easily tell like which workout just like by looking quickly what workout you're going to do today. And so that would depend on the user what colors they set for each workout.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Looks fun.
Well,
thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe I should stop being a lazy couch potato and start working out too. Time to go out for a run during the break while Leah talks a bit and catches up with the mentors.
And 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. Yep. Okay. Wow. We are on day 2 and the teams are still going strong. Good job with working on all of these remotely, everyone. Really, really great start to the day. So as promised, we will be right back after a short break where we'll check in with the mentor teams and head right back into the last 5 teams of the day. Okay, see you later. we're back. Hey everyone, welcome back. I want to give you all a friendly reminder that community voting will close once the last presentation is done. What that means is that each email address can only be used once to vote. When you register your email address, it will send you a verification code. Please note that your vote is not completed until you enter and confirm your verification code. If you did not receive the verification email, you can try voting again. You can also check your junk mail folder to see if it might have gone there. Things get lost sometimes, you know? Well, after that, let's now head back and check with Ronald and Kitty back on the line to give us an update on the mentor teams. Hey Ron, hey Kitty, how are things going over there?
Doesn't seem like the teams have made too much progress yet. That's because they still haven't started coding.
Why is this not compiling? I don't get it.
Just do anything. Just Google it.
I think I hear some panic. But I guess that's normal. I think they're starting to work through the design sprint process. Kitty, why don't you explain to the new audience who weren't with us yesterday what this magical design sprint process is?
Sure. So there might be the word design in the title, but that doesn't mean it's purely a designer's job to do this work. What design sprint is a process developed with a step-by-step activity to help company test their ideas and learn if there's a value in their ideas before spending a lot of time and effort to build it. So not only designers are in the room to go through this process, but engineers and sometimes a CEO are in the room too.
Of course, that's why we teach the students how to identify problems and get them to find solutions, since they're building their apps from scratch. Okay, let's see if Team Winda was able to find any problems to solve. How are things, Wilbur?
What? Oh, problems. Yes, lots of juicy problems. So I think we're supposed to create an app to share sustainable life hacks, right? I think so. Okay, let's show something here. So I didn't do any of this. Linda did, but I'm going to take full credit. So we created a customer journey, and we marked down some of the how might we's, the top left, WMW, that's right, HMWs, to pinpoint some of the customer segments that are worth solving with the very limited time that we have. Holy cow, Linda, good job. And please show some other things that you worked on as well.
Okay, let me show you some of the sketches that we've done. All right, so Wilbur and we first took our own personal notes, then we created a few doodles of our potential ideas, then we rapidly did 8 more ideas. And all this you can see is what I did. After working through some sketches, we're now just refining our ideas.
This team is not as much of a jokester team as I thought they would be.
I think they really learned their lessons from yesterday and getting things done and getting things in place. So how about we check with Team Bravo now then? Hey, Brad and Kevin, how are you guys feeling? Are you guys feeling the pressure too?
Hey, Kitty. Not really. So we just finished our high fidelity sketches and we voted on the ideas that we want to try. And Kevin can show the progress we made with the storyboard.
All right, sounds good. Just give me a second. The first scene starts off with Amy, who owns a lot of household items and is looking to repurpose them. So we intend that they'll pull up our app to get some inspiration and make use of some of them.
Oh, this is really another interesting idea, and can't believe you guys came up with this.
Well, audience, after what you saw, who do you think will come out victorious between Team Winda and Bravin? We have a separate live voting set up for this, and you can go here to tell us who you think will win.
Well, it seems like the two teams needs more heads out time to work on this project. So let's head back to Leah and Janice to show you more student projects.
Thanks, Ron. Thanks, Kitty. Wow, Team Winda, good job on actually progressing. Well, it's great to see that all the mentors are hard at work. Let's get this party rolling and head on back to the last 5 teams. Janice, take it away.
Yeah. You know what it is? Blue and yellow, blue and yellow, blue and yellow. Anyway, next team showing up is a team mentored by Yuki, Kitty, and Henry from Blue Yellow Remix.
I know that I know nothing.
Do not wish for an easy life. Earn the power to endure it.
Team Beansprouts, you're up next. And up next, we have Team Carrie. Please go on deck now. Team Beansprouts are from Steveston, London, with Andrew, Arthur, Irene, and Madeline, or Madeline. This is the team that had their own fan club during the local critiques. I think I hear the fan club out there in the audience. Let's start strong, team.
We all have some sort of community. It might be in your school, your workplace, your interests, or extracurriculars. But how are your community connections in your neighborhood?
Surveys show that residents of Metro Vancouver aren't as involved in their community as they were even 5 years ago. If you're a youth or newly moved into your neighborhood, it's even harder to get to know your community. But there's a solution for that. Participating in events is one of the most popular ways to meet and connect with people.
However, this solution is not that simple. Even before COVID-19, it wasn't easy to make sure that every member of your community felt both well-informed and included.
So, how can we develop strong community connections and friendships within our neighborhood?
We'd like to introduce you to Hey You. Hey You makes being informed on the happenings of your community so much easier. We've worked to make it clean, simple, and intuitive so anyone can enjoy it.
You can create and share an event, posting in just a few taps. And if you want to send out an announcement, we can do that too.
Not only that, but if you have a question, just leave a comment on someone else's post.
And if you've RSVP'd to an event, it will show up on both your daily home screen and monthly calendar. Please keep watching to see Hey You in action.
Say you're logging into the app for the first time. With Hey You, it's a smooth, straightforward experience that stays on this one page.
Ready to get started?
Let's fast forward a couple days. You've already participated in a few things and even made some posts of your own.
Just from the homepage, it's easy to see what's going on today. Want to know what's happening tomorrow? Just click on the day on the calendar.
Of course, you might want to be able to see a little further than that. That's why we have this calendar page. You can click through the months of the year, and just like before, just click a box to check what's happening on that day.
If you want to browse through posts and events, you can easily scroll through them, search, and even sort by tags on the post page.
Here's what an announcement post looks like. And an event post. When you RSVP, it'll add to your calendars and show up in the Your Events filter when you're searching posts.
We also have a notifications page, and as you can see, it tells you when someone's commented or RSVP'd to your post. Plus, it alerts you when you have an event coming up.
Now, what if you want to create a post? Anywhere in the app, there is this handy little create button. Once you've filled in the title description, you can add tags before you post.
Wait, before you do that, click this checkbox. Now it's an event. It can be scheduled on a calendar and people can RSVP to it. Let's post it right now. With this button, you can see who's going to your event.
And that's it for our demo. So all that's left now is what makes our app so special.
After conducting user studies, our testers loved Hey You for its clean, friendly look and ease of use. All of them said they would use our app for their own neighborhoods if they had the chance, and preferred Hey You over other community building apps.
It hasn't been smooth sailing, but as a team, we have learned how to turn a problem into a solution, how to design, and how to code.
Thanks for watching from the Bean Sprouts.
Great start, team. This will definitely help me feel more connected to the community. Hey, you! Wow, want to share your thoughts on the presentation?
They're amazing.
Wow, there are some dedicated fans here. Are you part of their fan club too, Carly?
Oh, definitely. I love the way they have the same background. Good job. Definite teamwork. It's also very relaxing watching your video. Your UI shows a very calm, friendly, inviting color palette. I have a question for you. Do I have to provide an address when I post an event?
So, yeah, this was a concern that we found from our user study. They didn't like the other community planning apps because they'd have to put out their address to the public, which is why for putting in your location for our posts, instead of selecting it on a map, you can just type it in. So maybe if you need to give someone something, you could say like meet somewhere instead of telling them to go to your house, or you could just type out online or like over there. So it's more flexible and it can fit different situations.
Okay. So maybe some preset locations that are commonly known to most people in the area can be provided as well. Just something to think about for the future. Yeah. Thank you.
I had a question if we have time for it. I'd love to know how you'd recruit people into your event. Like, how do you bring people to come to the event?
All the events show up on the same page as all of the posts. So while there's not really a feed, it's not like a social media where you can follow people. So the only way people would be able to explore the opportunities is by going, looking at the post page and maybe like sorting by most recent or something like that.
So you're relying on people finding the event through that feed. Yeah. So I think it could be even more powerful if you were able to like find people interested in, say, if it was a gardening event, you could go and find people that had kind of tagged that as a interest of theirs and just invite them in personally.
It's a really good idea.
And I have two questions. So can anyone sign up for this app, or is there any kind of like restrictions, for example, like age requirement and so on? And also, do the event hosts have control over who can sign up for the event?
To answer the first question, which was, oh no, I can't remember the first question. Can you repeat it?
It's who can sign up, who can use your app, or are there any restrictions? For example.
So to invite people into using the app, people would, so we weren't really sure how this works because we haven't used community planning apps before, but the people who we user tested did, and they said they'd like to see something like maybe have a notice that they could post up or just go around telling their neighbors about it and sort of have it spread by word of mouth or even through other social medias. Or maybe just like a QR code that has been posted up on a message board in a complex or something. And for the second question, we didn't really want to limit who can go to events because one of our goals for this app is to making sure everyone feels included. But we understand that that might not necessarily be safe. So we're thinking of maybe having a feature where you can block people.
Thank you. And I guess one of the reasons I ask is because in case any teenagers want to sign up, maybe there needs to be some kind of built-in like consent by parents and guardians. But yeah, just a thought there.
We are even thinking of having some sort of account for like younger kids. Some of our user testers said that our interface was pretty simple and that they could see younger kids using it. And that got us thinking about, is there a way that we could do this with maybe with like a shared account with the parent where the parent knows what the kid's doing and things like that.
Great thoughts. Thank you.
So if we have time for one more question. So this is more of a research question. And that is that in the video you mentioned that people are not as active in the community. Do you know what is the reason in your research? Does it also mention, or did you see what is the reason for this phenomenon to be happening?
I think the top 3 reasons, I can't remember the order, but it was not having enough time, being too busy, as well as spending too much time with technology and on screens. And then one of them, which is what we were trying to target, is a lot of people didn't know what events were going on or even how to contact or connect with their communities.
Okay, so the follow-up question to that is, if it is not enough time and too much time on technology, your product being an app, which is a technology, and that technology cannot solve the problem of time, how will you help bring the users to your product, and how would you help the users solve that problem to actually be more active in the community?
With the app being a technology, we kind of just sort of hoped that maybe people are so used to being with technology all the time, maybe they would appreciate having an app. But other than that, we're not really sure.
Just to add on to that, in one of our user testings, one of the people told us that an idea could be for example, like a townhouse complex, for the townhouse strata to require people in their complex to have the app. So that could be a way to encourage more people to use it, and I guess kind of get used to using an app to get connected with people in the area.
I think their fan base is increasing. Okay, let's move on to the next team. Get security here. Ooh. Okay, so everything is a little better with a little lime, right? Like walk. The next team is mentored by Annie and Linda from Lime Time.
If you're going through hell, keep going. Knowledge is power.
Team Carrie, you're up next. And the following team on deck is Team DogeCode. Team Carrie is a team from JM Burnett. Here we have Eric, Jared, Megan, Melanie, and Michelle. Can you carry yourself towards victory? We'll have to see after the presentation.
I need to pick up my kids from school and prepare a meal for my family. I don't even know what I'm gonna cook. What am I gonna do? Will I even have time to spend with my family anymore? Who are you? Don't worry, I'm your guardian angel, here to solve all your problems. What? I don't believe you. Let's start with the most important problem, not knowing what to cook. I have created the best thing to help you conquer that issue. Check it out!
Introducing Family. Family aims to help chefs at home by reducing how much time they spend deciding what to cook. By facilitating a decision-making process, we help them make decisions faster and allow them to spend more time with family. After conducting a survey, we discovered that the biggest cooking struggle for most household chefs was not having enough time and deciding on what to cook. As a solution to this problem, we created this app. So without further ado, let's check out its features.
If you know you've got a long day ahead of you and can't be bothered about thinking of what to cook, Family offers pre-selected meals tailored for you that generates quick meals for the day to save you time. You can also click Browse More for more recipes designed for families. If you already have recipe ideas but having trouble deciding what to actually cook, visit our meal shuffler feature. Now you can type in your meals. You can also save your meal for later to input them easily again next time. If you want to remove an option, delete. Or if you want to restart your selection, clear all.
Now we will show how the shuffle feature works. As you can see, you will not be allowed to shuffle unless there is more than one item in our food list. So let's add some meals back. Now that we've added some meals we'd like to cook, let's shuffle. Wow, look at what we got, but I don't like this choice, so let's shuffle again. Much better. Once you are satisfied with your choice, you can leave the decision maker by pressing the home button. Congratulations, you've now decided on a recipe to cook.
You can view your saved meals by navigating to the Save page next to the Add button. All of the meals you saved will show up here. To add them back to the decision maker, simply click on the checkbox next to the items that you want added back. Then click Add Selected. If you would like to get rid of a meal from your saved, you can click on the Delete button next to the saved item and watch it disappear.
Wow, thanks, Guardian Angel. Your app is very awesome and will definitely save me time. No, thank you for downloading our app. Until next time. Wait, what about the rest of my issues? Don't leave me!
Family, a decision-making app to help you save time.
As someone who struggles with cooking, Family can definitely help me decide on a meal. I bet the team's hungry to hear your thoughts, Hag. Oh no, my kitchen's on fire.
She's awesome. So I have a question. So you've identified coming up with meal ideas as a difficult thing for people that are with busy lives, and I think it's a great way that you've framed that problem. But I'm just wondering, other than just shuffling existing meals that the family eats, are there other ways that this app could give you new ideas? Like, did you think about some kind of suggestion engine that would say, if you like roast chicken, then you might like this? Did you think about that kind of feature?
Yeah, I think we haven't actually thought about that yet, but to solve that, actually to like include like your scenario, maybe we could like add some suggestions into like the area where we can browse recipes. So maybe they can like find more like similar recipes from the browsing recipe like section of that.
Yeah, thanks for that answer. I feel like in the way that you guys presented the idea is really clear what your intentions are with this app. And I just seemed like there was a lot of entering text in to for users. So did you get a chance to test that out and see how much people are willing to add in text all the time?
We didn't really do too much of a user testing phase for our app. We did get a lot of advice from our mentors, and I think if we actually went through with the user testing, that would have probably helped us consider that solution.
And to also help like minimize the entering, we also have like the save feature, which can actually help them like be more like type less and just instead just like select options to like add back. So that would also help them like have less texting.
And one final little tiny question, which is just to help people prepare for those meals, would there be a chance that this app would give people a heads up of what ingredients are necessary and to pick them up ahead of time? Beyond scope, maybe?
I'm pretty sure that in all the listed recipes that we have, there was in a list of ingredients that was required for each recipe, but I guess we don't really have a way for you to like add those like elements to the card recipes you have. So that's something we would probably consider doing moving forward.
Yeah, because like for the card recipe, when we were making it, it was originally just like recipes that the people like inputting it already know, like they know what ingredients they need. So it's more of like helping them choose which one they actually want to cook.
Thanks for your answers, team.
Yeah, and I have sorry, go ahead, Justin.
Sure. Research question again. So you said people have no time to cook. What is the reason behind this issue that your users are facing?
I think the most like prominent issue that we found from our surveys was they have to like take care of their children or like having like bring them to like activities like after school and like classes. So because of that, they have like less time to cook since like most activities are like after school and dinner is like sometime like after school as well.
Okay. And then the follow-up question is a little bit different from the previous team. Why is this? I mean, they have time is a limiting factor. There are different priorities. Why is this the most important issue? Cooking being among the lack of times of many things. Why is this the most important issue to be solving?
This kind of came up when we were doing our trying to do our problem framing. Originally, because the theme is mega, right? Our original problem we were trying to solve is to fix how much food waste which is being produced. But during our user surveys, we saw that most of the responses, because we asked them for what the biggest struggle was the families had when they were cooking, and a lot of the responses we got were they don't have enough time or they don't know what to cook. So that's kind of where we decided to take the direction with our app instead. And that's how we decided that was the most important problem to fix.
Yeah, and my question.
For one more.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Thanks, Janice. And yeah, my question is kind of related to Haig's question. It's about ingredients. So, have you considered implementing some kind of filtering feature so that maybe the shuffle can happen within like all the recipes that uses chicken? Because I can think of a scenario where the user might be shuffling and then come up with a recipe but doesn't have the ingredient at home.
Yeah, that's like a good question. So that was one of the features we were planning to like implement, like through like the browsing recipe section. So like we were thinking of like adding like a filter so they could like filter the recipes and add the recipes that found from there into the decision maker. So having like a connection between the browse recipes and the shuffling feature. So maybe through like the filter that they put into like the searching for recipes section, they could like use like your idea to like shuffle items with the same ingredients.
Cool. Okay. Update, everyone. My kitchen did not burn down. I had to just turn it off. But I could definitely use this app to figure out what to eat for dinner. Okay. The next two teams are mentored by my lovely co-host, Leah, and her partners in crime are Pavisha and Amir. Let's go on this rocket ship. Zoom.
Lights and fires are the flowers of Edo. One of the mentor's skills is a lie.
Never stop learning. Stay curious.
Wake up your luck.
Team DogeCode, you're up next. And the following team on deck is Team Ikoro.us. DogeCode is a large team from Richmond Secondary. We have Arthur, Chloe, Hannah, Harry, Jimmy, and William. There are some heavy hitters on this team, with William being one of the top contenders during the dev coding challenges, and Harry being a veteran second place champion last year. Can't wait to see what you guys have built.
All claims made online should be trusted, especially if it's trending on Twitter. Does everything look and feel legit? If yes, then you're all good to go. All statistics and graphs are fact. They don't need a source and immediately establish credibility. In conclusion, everything on the internet is real, so don't worry. And keep scrolling. Obviously, everything we just said was false. But the truth is, it's very likely that we are all guilty of doing some of the things we mentioned before.
Due to our growing reliance on the internet, the spread of misinformation only continues to grow each year. Misinformation can become dangerous by influencing how we think, which can affect how we act. For example, the spread of misinformation and ridiculous conspiracy theories skyrocketed into a troubling level since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic.
This is a planned pandemic. This is totally political and you know it.
He's here today.
Anti-vaxxers, conspiracy theorists, and right-wing hooligans.
Simply put, with the increasing amount of misinformation online, we need to have the ability to tell the difference between fact and fiction. This is where our app, Verify, comes in.
Verify has two core functions. Firstly, Verify features an easy-to-follow curriculum that educates users on how they can identify, analyze, and avoid misinformation online. Users follow a lesson quiz format, which allows them to learn, then apply their skills. Secondly, Verify features a fact-checking tool that allows users to quickly check a claim they saw online and receive easily understandable results from professional fact-checking websites. Our demographic consists of teenagers and young adults who receive a majority of their information online and spend a lot of time on social media.
To create our lessons, we relied on information provided by experts, which include the Stanford History Education Group, or SHEG for short, the Civic Online Reasoning Curriculum developed by SHEG, and Crash Course's YouTube series on navigating digital information.
Multiple design iterations based on user feedback, we decided on a simple, minimalistic, user-centric design by implementing many large and easily understandable icons, lots of rounded corners, a clear rhythm in the arrangement of elements on the screen, and a color scheme that's easy on the eyes. The modular design of our UI makes the app easy to use and understand. On our fact-checking page, the claims and ratings are presented in a clear and easily understandable way to ensure there is not an overload of information.
On the development side, we put a lot of attention into flexibility and scalability. We built an infrastructure that will allow us to easily add and modify lessons. All of our data is stored in JSON, which can then be dynamically loaded into each page. User progress is stored locally with SQL, so users can start right where they left off. Our fact-checking feature uses the Google Fact Check API to show results from a wide variety of fact-checking websites, which include Snopes, PolitiFacts, and many, many more.
With Verify, let's make Earth great again through protecting ourselves against the threat of misinformation online. Brought to you by DogeCode, with our developers, William, Arthur, Jimmy, and Hannah, along with our designers, Harry and Chloe. Special thanks to our mentors, Leah, Pavisha, and Amir for answering our questions and guiding us through the special journey.
Okay, DogeCode. First things first. do you have ties with Dogecoin? Insert Doge emoji right here. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted. What do you think, Groot? Justin?
Yeah, online falsehood, heavy topic, serious topic. The why is very strong, very complex topic as well. So my question for you really is that obviously it's a lot easier to just go on and read what you want and believe it. So why would your users take the extra effort to want to be educated of the accuracy of this information when the friction to just read what you and believe what you read is a lot lesser?
I can answer this question. So this is one of the topics we have to think about the most when we're trying to do our user flow. So misinformation in general is a topic that honestly doesn't get enough attention. So we browse internet, and through our user studies, we asked people like how confident are they in their ability to like fact check. And then we didn't find any correlation between how confident they were and their actual ability to fact check. And this agrees with our research with the Stanford historian Sheg. And then they also found about like 50% of people were able to get it right. So in essence, to try to capture the audience, we need to educate the public in general to let them be aware that they themselves are also vulnerable, that they have things to learn. So that is the main thing that we need to do. And the best way to do that is to test their ability, maybe have like a quiz so they can see firsthand that they themselves have struggled and this is an issue that they need to learn and educate themselves about.
Okay, so maybe I'll follow that up a little bit. Because short of implementing a national federal mandate to people to download the app and go through a lesson plan, how are you going to get your users to actually be willing to say, well, I need to be educated. I feel like something's wrong with what I read. Then actively search for an app, found yours, download it, and use it.
Actually, let me just add on a little bit to what William was saying earlier. As you can see in the video, our app is separated into two features. One is the part where you learn about how to identify misinformation, and the other part is where you can fact check. And this is actually an interesting story. When we came up with this idea, I had this story where one of my friends, when he was writing his essay, he accidentally referenced this like alt-right like conspiracy theory website without knowing it because it looked really legit. It kind of had sources sort of, and he just believed it and copied whatever was on the website. So I think as students, since we're in our formative years and we're writing essays and doing schoolwork and all of that stuff, as a student myself, I really wish there would be a way where I can check my information and make sure all of my information is credible. And on top of that, I would like to learn myself how to identify if a source is credible or not, if I should trust a website, trust a news source or not. I will have the skills to do that. That would be great. So when I write essays in the future, I would know, hey, this website is obviously not legit. This website is legit. And I think that's a very, very important skill for us to have in this day and age where information is everywhere, right? And misinformation is also everywhere. So that's just something else, I guess.
Okay, and then I guess, like following that up to answer Justin's question, like the core idea of educational apps in general is self-improvement. But as Harry mentioned, you can improve yourself and learn things you didn't know before, such as how to get accurate sources for students. So for those students or just people in general who want to like self-improve, such as like learning a language, learning how to code, and I guess learning about verifying your sources and facts online, they would pick up and decide to use this app.
Okay. Any other judges?
Yeah, I'd love to comment on this one. I really, really enjoyed this project, and see a really clear intention here in how you guys are breaking down the problem. One way to think about it is you should look up Noam Chomsky, who has spoken a lot about what we live in this kind of post-truth world that a lot of people have coined. And really the truth is just analyzing that spectrum of all the different sources and finding your truth in the middle of that. That's what a lot of people say is sort of what you're saying. It's not as black and white as there's this truth and this falsehood. There's a lot of different truths, and if you cherry pick different amounts of facts, people are able to prove different things. Look at like climate change has been disproven for a decade. It's ridiculous that they were refuting scientists for so long. Anyway, I don't want to rant, but I think that your app idea is great. I feel like I think there needs to be a little bit more of a range of allowing people to rate this is reputable, this is not reputable, and build kind of the crowd-sourced model of the truth. I think that's the way I would head at this.
So actually, to add on to that, the API we're using is the Google fact-checking API, which pulls information from all kinds of independent fact-checking sources like PolitiFacts, Snopes, Washington Post, New York Times, all reputable sources. And the way these companies or organizations operate is they have these scholars or individual fact checkers. That's what they do as their job. So they go through these things every day. So they are most definitely more reputable and trustworthy than your average average citizen, right? So basically what we're doing is we're using the information from these organizations, which is collected from these professional fact-checking scholars, and then putting all of that, pulling it through the Google API and presenting it to our user in a very, very, very understandable way. So you have false, true, needs context, stuff like that. And all of that comes directly from the scholars who do the fact-checking themselves. So, yeah.
Yeah, can I add on to that?
We have a little bit of time. If you
if looking more closely to the app itself, not only does it just present what the scholars think, it doesn't exactly say if it's true or false within the app. It actually says, oh, maybe according to the fact-checking website that was added, if the information present was maybe mixed or cherry-picked information, or maybe it was mixed truths, mixed false, etc.
Cool. Thanks for wrapping it up, Hannah. And I wonder if your app can help me figure out if the Game of Apps merge store is real or not. Let's see. Getting tangled here. Okay. Team Ikoro.us, you're up next. And the following team on deck is Team Internet Explorers. So Ikoro.us are a group from Steveston, London, with Angela, Athena, Andre, Jennifer, and Tyler. I heard your team was inspired by Shu Dodoroki from Cars 2. I thought it was inspired by Shoto Dodoroki. Either way, same color palette. Let's see what you've got.
Hi, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's been pretty stressful, to be honest. I've been getting so much work and it's really overwhelming me, and I can't really find time to focus on my mental wellness.
Wait, really? Same here. I've been pretty stressed out, but I find that if I journal things down, it really helps me cope with the stress. And also writing down my tasks. I would never forget something I need to do.
Oh, really? Do you use a notebook or something? Because I find that using notebooks are really difficult for me because I can't bring them everywhere, you know?
Oh yes, I totally get it. So that's why I'm using this app called Good Logs. It helps me jot down all my emotions and thoughts while providing me this task tracker. Let's go look into it now.
To begin with, what is mental wellness? According to the World Health Organization, mental wellness is defined as a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with normal stressors of life, can work productively, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. Many teens nowadays are often overwhelmed and do not know how to cope with situations that they may be going through. This is where Good Logs comes in. Good Logs is a mental wellness app that targets teenagers and young adults from the grades 9 to university students, where they will keep a journal of their thoughts and emotions. Studies have proven that 51% of teenagers are often diagnosed with a mental illness, and our goal is to provide them with an effective solution to cope with their struggles on a safe platform.
When you first open Good Logs, you're immediately brought to the journaling homepage. Here, you can access all of your journals and trackers, including your daily journal, mood tracker, hydration tracker, as well as your sleep tracker.
Let's take a look inside the daily journal. Users can use their journal to manage tasks and write about their day. If they struggle with self-reflecting on that day, the app provides a convenient prompt feature that will provide the users with a question to help them write about their day. Research shows that writing tasks and errands down can greatly alleviate stress, while writing about one's day at the end of said day encourages deep thought and reflection.
Going back to the home screen, let's now dive into the mood tracker. This is a page specifically designed for inputting your mood and allows you to reflect upon why you might or might not feel a certain way. By using the seek bar, you record your mood for that day on a scale ranging from couldn't have had a better day to I am so glad this day is over. By asking users to reflect upon their mood, we hope for them to find the root causes to their stresses or happiness.
Now let's take a stab at the hydration logs. This is a simple page with the goal of tracking a user's daily hydration intake. The data inputted correlates to an emoji rating, which gives user an idea of how much water intake is recommended.
And lastly, on our journaling homepage, we have the sleep tracker. With this tracker, you can input your sleep hours by selecting the boxes from your bedtime all the way to when you woke up. This conveniently calculates how many hours you slept without you needing to do any math. Like the hydration tracker, the hours also correlate to a specific emoji, telling you how many hours of sleep is recommended. Lastly, the quality of your sleep as well as your wake-up mood will all be recorded by the app.
Aside from the home journal page, there's also a records page. This is probably one of our most unique and useful features. The first button, Trends, leads you to a page where all of the data you inputted in the journals and the trackers are organized and presented to you. With this page, you'll be able to see your mood fluctuation in a week view as well as year view, and by pressing anywhere on the graph, you will be able to see the sleep and hydration data that was inputted on that certain day or moment. This way, users can associate and self-realize what sort of daily habits lead to a better or worse mood.
As well, users will be able to see optimal stats, which essentially gathers all the data you have since inputted and tells you what averages lead to an overall better quality of mood.
And lastly, if you recall from the journaling page before, some of you may be wondering, where is all of our journal content stored? Well, here it is. This is essentially a log of all your journal entries shown chronologically, so that anytime you want to look back at what you wrote many moons ago, you will be able to do that.
Gosh, Athena, thank you so much for introducing me to this lifesaver. This is going to help my mental health so much.
Oh yeah, no worries. Glad I could help. So everyone, go to the App Store today and download Good Logs.
I wonder if Good Logs will help me achieve good vibes. Suddenly, I don't feel so stressed anymore. What about you, Erica?
Yeah, I think this might be potentially helpful to me as I really like journaling myself as well. So good work, team, because I think you did a great job with the presentation by clearly defining your target audience and also defining the app features. So my question is about privacy, because as you know, your app stores data such as journal entries and personal mental wellness information, which could be sensitive. So have you thought about how to ensure the data is
It seems like Erica cut off, but I think she is probably asking you guys about some security questions and how do you ensure your data will be safe?
I think for our app, we were thinking that all of your data would be stored just on your phone, which hopefully is secure enough. I hope you have password protected devices. I don't think that we have, like, I personally write down stuff on my phone anyways that I might not want to share to other people. So as long as I don't think we're going to be like putting any of this data anywhere else other than on your phone. So as long as your phone is secure, your information should be secure as well.
Thank you for clarifying.
Did you have any further questions before you cut off, Erica?
No.
And then I think I cut someone off. Someone wanted to elaborate?
Yeah, so more of like a question as well. Again, mental issue, serious topic, important, complex as well. So journaling as a solution to the problem, do you think it covers all the forms of, I guess, mental wellness, or is it only specific part of it?
I would think that it's only a specific part to it, because of course this one method that we're trying to sell isn't for everyone. Although from our user testings, everyone did agree with this, they often lean towards writing down their thoughts. It of course isn't the only one solution, but we have explored this possibility of implementing new versions, but since it's very new, we're just going to stick with the journaling since most of our users tend to lean towards that section.
Okay. And then the follow-up to that question would be why journaling became the preferred solution to that problem, or rather, why address that specific mental wellness problems instead of other types of mental wellness problems among the many?
Well, we kind of lean towards journaling, or like many users lean towards journaling because it's very just like your own personal feelings. Like you're just trying to get all your thoughts down, no matter if it's like something bad or something positive. So while others, you might need to like talk to another person. So if some people aren't comfortable sharing their own personal feelings to other people, or just like trusting another source, like there's a lot of online apps that might like go like, oh yeah, you can just like type in your thoughts here and maybe it gives you some constructive feedback on it, on how to deal with it. While just like journaling is just your own personal thoughts, no one can give their own feedback on it. And after a while, since we do keep track of all our records of your journals, people can reflect back on what they did previously. So this might help them for like further improvement of their own mental wellness.
Okay.
I was curious to know, I really appreciated the trends and stats section. And since we're like inundated with data all over us, I'd love to know how you would make that data more meaningful for how people might interpret the data that the app is gathering.
Okay, so you probably remember the graph. It would show like this trend of your mood being high or low. And then essentially what we're hoping users can do is to click on say the high points of the graph and then see what sort of data correlates to it, and then maybe like push themselves to keep on drinking that much water or sleeping that much amount of hours, versus looking at low points of the graph and seeing what sort of actions kind of lead to bad moods and hopefully like avoiding those kind of actions. Because we were thinking that when they're inputting this data, they're kind of just randomly doing it, not knowing what it means. But once we present it in this way, they can hopefully change their life for the better. Yeah.
Thanks for that answer.
I think we have a little bit more time to elaborate on anything else or last questions.
Sure, I'll ask a last question. I really like the idea of how you have a sentence starter. Do you have some research behind the type of sentence starters to use that might be particularly helpful in this goal that you're trying to achieve, such as maybe something that you are thankful for today, as an example. How do you come up with your sentence starters?
I don't think we actually ended up writing a list of our sentence starters, but I would say like what I had in mind at least was just that they would be mainly very positive ones. So like something you achieved today, or the one that we have right now, which was something that made me laugh. That way it would, keep you in a positive mental area, and you would be able to feel a sense of accomplishment as well. You can stay positive and basically like your day had meaning.
Okay, good. Thank you for your answer.
Yes, thanks, Angela. I think after going through all those questions, they're pretty tough and I feel stressed again. So let me just write in my journal for a minute. Okay. So now our final team for this afternoon is mentored by Peter, Kevin, and Adrian from the Blue Crew. Have they figured out if they meant to be called Blues Clues or not? We will never know. You can try referencing to yesterday's regionals to find out.
Get comfortable with discomfort. That's the best way to learn.
Expect the unexpected.
Even the best Formula One drivers need a world-class pit crew.
Team Internet Explorers, it's your turn. And after this, we'll take another short break. So to close off the pitch presentation, we have Team Internet Explorers, a combo from McMath and Palmer with Felix, Aki, Kyla, Kevin, Matthew, and Micah. Have you all explored the internet to find the answer to your mentor's team's confusion, or did you hang? Hopefully your presentation doesn't hang. Whoa, Team Internet Explorers, you really took social distancing to the next level and explored a lot of territories. But anyway, maybe we should consider to get some drone footage as well, or to get a drone, Roland. But before that, let's hear it from Carly.
Wow, that pitch made me want to go outside. So my first question for you is, what inspired you with this idea?
What inspired us was actually the Apple Fitness app. We saw the Apple Fitness app and we realized that we could make it better and add a more eco-friendly aspect to it.
Okay, so that leads to the second question. How is it more eco-friendly and how is it better?
So while normal fitness apps, it might encourage you to go outside, walk steps. But after you walk steps, there's not really anything more to it. But our app does more eco-friendly things, like maybe plant trees after you walk, like, for example, 5 kilometers.
Okay. So after you start your journey and then you pause it and then it suggests that it's equivalent to planting a certain number of trees? I'm not too sure. Can you explain?
Yeah. So basically, for example, if you use our app and you walk 5 kilometers, then we as a team will go outside and we'll plant 1 tree.
Nice. Impressive. It's a very interesting idea. I'll just give you one more question before others can chirp in as well. What was the hardest part technically, in terms of implementing the app?
Hey, can you clarify that question? I'm not sure what it means.
So are you tracking a distance that the person traveled?
We're tracking their calories and also the distance in kilometers they travel.
So my question is related to how did you implement that in terms of the technology? Like, how do you figure out a person's distance or calorie?
Aki, do you want to take this? Or not, that's fine. I can't personally say how to do it because it was mostly Aki that implemented this feature, and I'm not sure if they have their mic on right now. But yeah, Aki, if you want, unmute.
Aki, are you there? Well, I think we can move on to another question, if not.
Thank you, team. Definitely a very intriguing video. Captivating. Thank you.
And that's almost it for this weekend. Team Internet Explorers definitely had us on the edge of your seat. We will have Leah back to give us some announcement. Poke the mentor teams until they're done, and we'll award the winners. So don't go away.
Thanks, Janice. Wow, it's a little bittersweet to say, but we are nearing the end of this week's regional competition. Both mentors and students have had quite the adventure, and we're all truly proud that you've made it to the finish line. How about we check on the mentors to see if they managed to get through the finish line after the break too. So we'll see. Maybe Team Winda will make it. Don't know. Questionable. But we'll see you later. Hey. Welcome back. Ronald, Kitty, did you see all the student presentations today? What did you think about the student presentations this year?
Of course we did. Who could have thought that they would manage to pull it off?
I know, I must say, if the students are able to pull this off, then we have high expectations for Team Winda and Team Brevin. Oh, right. So speaking of which, let's go bug them in their final stretch.
The good news is that both teams have finally started coding. Before we go bug them, let's take a look at the votes to see who the audience thinks will emerge victorious.
It looks like Team Robin is taking the lead right now. And the designs are done too, so they're doing pretty well on their way. Let's see them. See how they're doing.
Oh my, it's really looking like a true face-off. But they really need to start finishing off. Otherwise, we won't get to the end of this hackathon.
Hey team, time is almost up. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up, everyone, especially you, Wilbert. So the suspense is real. Let's invite Team Raven to come on first.
All right. So this is what we came up with. And that's what we have is an app that's like Pinterest, but specifically about sharing and browsing life hacks using household items to help people be more sustainable.
Here's a quick demo of Team Bravin's app for the topic of helping restaurants reduce surplus foods. Structurally, it works very similar to many food delivery app solutions out there. Implemented in our version is a quick select menu with way too many desserts, housed by a recycler view, and a search bar for other specific queries. The results of the search or suggestions are shown in another recycler view near the bottom of the home screen. Tapping on a restaurant will bring you to the restaurant's details, where you have the option to order whatever you please.
Wow, that can be very useful indeed. So I have a lot of stuff in my house and I can probably modify without, using all the need to buy more.
Now, I wonder if Team Winda has anything better?
Linda, you mean?
Like there's some technical difficulties on Team Winda again.
Oh no.
No.
Well,
time,
that's okay.
5G bug is on Linda.
Okay, I'll take over. Well, I'm not gonna spoil you anything. Well, actually, no, I will actually. Now, let me show you what we built. Can you send us show my screen, please?
I'm going to show you the amazing app that Linda and I have designed and created. But before we dive into the actual app, let us show you what amazing login system that we have created. Here, we need an email and password to get in. As you can expect, the email needs to be valid. A single A was not a valid username. The username needs to be an email. So a.a.a. Now that is arguably a valid email. Password needs to be at least 8 characters. You must make sure password is secure. Let's just give it password. Before we go further, you'll see that if you try to log in, it cannot find the user because we have not signed up yet. So let's try signing up. I will come back to this later. Let's go back. So now that you've signed up, let's say you've already signed up and you try to sign up again with the same user. So I click sign up, it'll tell you, hey, the user already exists. Fantastic. Let's say the password is incorrect. Let's just say it's ASDF. You remember the password we have assigned to it, this password. It'll tell you it's the incorrect password. Fantastic. It's working as intended. Put back in password and log in. Works as expected. Now the next stage is showing you how the app works. And this is as far as we got for now. It is just a stock photo. Nothing works yet, but I promise you give us more time and we should not have spent that much time on the login page.
I don't know about you guys, but coming from someone from Google, I expected a bit more.
Hey, it did not crash, did it?
And I don't know about you, but it kind of looked like what you did yesterday too. Over.
I mean, if it doesn't break, don't change it, right?
I think I hear Justin screaming in the background again.
What the heck, man?
Anyway, let's wrap that up and return to the show to see who the winner is.
Thank you again to both mentor teams for taking part in this hackathon, even though one of them clearly was better than the other. We really enjoyed watching both of you suffer. I mean, do your best in this design and dev process. This was obviously for a good cause. Our audience got to see a glimpse of the process and the techniques that some of the students used throughout this last year in Game of Apps. If you're watching this and you would like to know more about how to build apps and how the tech industry works, pre-register now and join us next year for season 5.
Yeah, good job, Team Bravin and Team Winda. I don't know, man. I think you need to go through the Game of Apps program. The pre-registrations are open, so just so you know. Anyway, well, we will now hand it over to Roland, who will be doing a few announcements and present our winners for today. So stay tuned.
Great. Thank you, Leah, and thank you, everyone. That was a great show so far, and we're getting towards the end now. What a way to finish. I must say that I'm really proud of what all the students have accomplished during these difficult times. So while we're tallying up the scores, I want to give a couple exciting announcements. The first one is our summer internships. So our summer internships applications are now open. You can apply online on the Game of Apps website. And once you've applied, the next steps, we would contact you, we would interview you, you'd get a take-home challenge. Basically, you'll follow a similar process to what we would follow when we would apply for jobs in the industry. So in the same vein as the program, we want to have you experience as much of what we experience in the industry. So please do and go and apply. We've been doing this for the last, I guess, ever since we started. So this would be our 4th summer hiring summer interns. And the app that you guys have been downloading on both the iOS and Android, those have been written by our past summer interns. All right, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So second announcement, we will be launching our middle years program. So this is a Game of Apps program targeted for students in grade 6 to grade 9. So we were planning to launch that as a pilot program next year in season 5. Students in grades 10 to 12 will remain in our regular Game of Apps program, but this middle years program would be for grades 6 to 9. So stay tuned for more details. And if you're interested, or if you have siblings or friends in that age group that's interested, please go ahead and pre-register, and I will send you details as we have that available. Okay, so let's go on with the award ceremony. So we'll start off by announcing our outstanding individual awards. So you'll be winning a little mini personal trophy for the outstanding individual awards. So first, we have the outstanding designer. So the outstanding designer goes to All right, congratulations, Sophie. Woo! We were really impressed, not only how well you applied the foundations of design, but in your communication skills in articulating designs and stating strong stances in your design directions. We couldn't be more proud, so congratulations, Sophie. So next, we have the Outstanding Developer Award, which goes to, drum roll, congratulations. Woo! Congratulations, William. We believe that you truly have the mindset of a developer by constantly committing yourself to learning and improving and taking the time to do things right. even though it's not the fastest sometimes, as well as demonstrating technical leadership in your team. So congratulations, William. Amazing. All right. And then the third individual award is the Outstanding Leader Award, which goes to, drum roll, all right, congratulations, Megan from Burnett Secondary. So Megan really helped carry her team to the finish line by maintaining good communications among her team and mentors. Way to go. And you've got some good acting skills too, Megan, from the video. So congratulations to all these outstanding individuals. Well deserved. All right, so then the next award will be the Golden Ticket Award. So this, as you recall, is the team that had the most votes from the community voting. So this team will automatically progress to the provincials next week. And the team who won the most votes, yes, Leah is showing the golden ticket. So that's what you get. So thank you, Leah. So the team that has the most community votes is Team Carrie. Congratulations, Team Carrie. Woo! All right, awesome. So at this point, I would like to invite the judges back up, Haig, Erica, Carly, and Justin. All right. So judges, thank you so much for being with us today, and thank you for evaluating. It was pretty tough. There were some really strong competitors today. So what are your thoughts? How was the judging?
Every year it gets better and better. It's amazing.
Awesome,
yeah. No, and I really like that there's like this kind of do good in the world aspect to the projects this time. Not that there wasn't in the past, but it's really much clearer now that people are seeing that technology needs to be addressing serious problems, and we're seeing a lot of that. So it's great.
I know, it's so awesome. And the ideas that the students had, so creative in terms of specific problems that they want to address. That just blew my mind. Other judges, was it difficult to judge?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh,
they
definitely.
certainly made our job really difficult.
Very impressed with the variety of ideas and everything that's been presented. It was a difficult decision.
Okay,
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, Haig, Erica, Carly, and Justin, thank you so much for putting in the time and the effort. We really appreciate it. And so congratulations. We hope that you can join us again in subsequent seasons.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Okay. All right. So I want to talk next about my own life. As some of you know, I grew up here in Richmond, and I wrote my first program when I was in grade 7 at Walter Lee Elementary School. My grade 7 teacher was Glenn Bussey, and he was the one who taught me how to write my first program. That was on an Apple II computer. So the winners of the Richmond Championships by tradition now wins this trophy. And I'll show it to you here. And you can't really see it, but it says it's the Glenn Bussey Trophy. So we named it in honor of my grade 7 teacher who launched me in this career in technology. So this is the trophy that you'll be winning. So we have some greetings from Mr. Bussey today. So please go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Glenn Bussey, and I feel very honored today to say a few words to all of you. I want to first start by thanking Roland Texan for giving me this opportunity. Congratulations to all participants and mentors involved in Season 4 of Game of Apps. I'm sure it's been a wonderful 24-week experience for all of you, guided by professional developers and designers, using technology in thoughtful and creative ways to solve problems through app development. This has encouraged you to develop not only technical skills, but ones such as teamwork and collaboration. And I truly believe that the program has tried to instill a sense of continuous, lifelong learning. The end result has been another year of great success for everyone, so well done. Of course, with the current health crisis, there have been challenges, including the inability to experience the program in person. But, working virtually has also opened up other opportunities, including having more schools participate. This year, 26 schools participated, and I went down the list. I even noted my former secondary school that I went to, Gladstone, was in the list. I never imagined I might be addressing students from my old school 50 years later. It's just wonderful to see how the game of apps has grown and how many schools are now participating. I'd like to say a well done to last year's winners, the team from Richmond Secondary. But it's also time to congratulate in advance this year's successful team. In reality, you're all winners by just being part of this fantastic program. The game of apps continues to be a rewarding experience for all involved. And again, I'd like to congratulate all of you and wish you the very best in your future endeavors.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Glenn Bussey. So now the moment we've all been waiting for. We're announcing the winners of the competition. So first off is the best designed app. Remember, these next three teams will be progressing to the provincial championships next year also. So the best designed app goes to, drum roll. Woo, congratulations. This is Team Hello World. Team Hello World, you won the best designed app. Congratulations. You're moving on to the provincials. So we will see you next week. All right. So then let's go to the next one. The next one is the best developed app. So drum roll, best developed app. All right, congratulations. This is Team Bean Sprouts. Team Bean Sprouts, you won the best developed app, and you'll be moving on to the provincials next week. All right, so now the final award goes to, you'll be winning this trophy, this next team. And I want to read to you the people who have gone ahead of you, okay? So this is the So this is our fourth season. So your names are going to be etched here along with these three. So the first one in season 1 was Team Shark Connect from Steveston, London. The second season, it was won by Team Alpha from McRoberts and McNair. And then last year, it was won by Team The Bozos from Richmond and Burnett. So I wonder who it's going to be this season. So let's show it. Go ahead. Drum roll. All right, congratulations. Team DogeCode. DogeCode, you managed to keep this at Richmond Secondary. So that's the first time that we've had back-to-back champions from the same school. So Richmond Secondary students, you do yourself proud. So awesome, congratulations. Okay, so where are we? So again, congratulations. We're going to be seeing you next week. There's some pretty tough competition. So the 4 teams that are progressing, so that's Carrie, Hello World, Bean Sprouts, and DogeCode. You'll be competing with the top 4 teams from yesterday's divisions. So it's going to be some pretty tough competition. Remember, last year's provincial champion was New Westminster Secondary. And New Westminster Secondary made it to provincials this year also. So you're going to be competing head-to-head again. So DogeCode, if you haven't already done so, please rejoin the Zoom call. Leah is waiting for you, and she's going to do a post-show interview with you to get your reaction. All right, so this is the end of today's regional championships. The mentors and I had a blast working with all of you. It's a little bit of a bittersweet feeling, like what Leah said, right? We had a lot of fun. We met with each other once a week, every Tuesday. And it seems like all of our Tuesdays from now until at least the next season, we're going to be remembering all the times that we had together. So if there's a few things that we can stay connected. Number one, we're going to be creating a Discord server for all of our alumni students. So you'll be getting an invite shortly. Please join that Discord server and you'll be able to continue connecting with us. All of our alumni from past seasons will be there also. Secondly, this summer, we're going to continue our coding challenges, just like we did in semester 2, maybe not at the same frequency. So please continue to join us in these coding challenges. It'll be a lot of fun. It's good for you to keep exercising your coding skills. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe so that you'll get notified when there's new challenges going out. All right, so I think that's all for me. All right, so enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next week back here Saturday at 1 p.m. And hang around and watch the post show with Leah and Team DogeCode. All right, goodbye, everyone. See you next week. Take it away, Leah.
Thanks, Roland. Woo! I'm totally not biased at all, but congrats, DogeCode. Yo, team, congrats on the victory. What is going on in your mind right now?
Awesome. Very awesome.
Popped off.
Oh, yeah.
Relieved.
We were actually in throughout the show, we were on a Discord call so that we could see what's going on, and we were all celebrating during the call. When we were doing when Roland was announcing the winners.
That's awesome. So, who do you think is going to be your biggest competition heading into next weekend for the provincials?
I would say that Plume is one of our biggest competitors because our app is quite similar in the aspect that it's helping the consumers with studying and gaining knowledge. And their design is also really phenomenal.
Is this on record? If this is on record, then I would say some of the teams from Division 1 were definitely good. Honestly, we had some really cool ideas this year. I think the average quality of the apps were way better than what we had last year. In Division 1, there were some very interesting ideas for sure. I watched through the entire stream yesterday. But I feel like a competitive advantage that we might have is we're tackling a larger issue than some of the other teams. And it ties in with the theme more, I guess, to make Earth great again kind of thing. But some of the other teams, to be fair, they had really good ideas too. Mm-hmm. So I'd say the team from Math, they're really good. The team from Sentinel, I think, they're really good too. And some really cool teams.
Awesome. Thanks for that. Does anyone else want to add on to this?
Yeah, I guess some standouts from, again, the first region, Study Farm and Spend. Yeah. We really like their UX and their UI. Their ideas, while we could find similar competitors on the market, we really like the way they designed the app and the looks, and it seemed very well made.
Are we going to have community questions for provincials? Because that would be really cool, like what we did last year. You can hashtag GoA Bozos and ask a question.
That's a good question, Roland. He's nodding, yes. Yeah, so yes, the answer is yes. Okay, awesome. Thanks so much, Team DogeCode. Congrats on your win again. I hope everyone had fun this weekend. We'll see you next week at the provincials. Bye-bye for now. Bye. Congrats.